Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AR Legends, and yeah guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had the powers of whis. So yeah guys, hopefully guys enjoy the previous part of this series, and if you guys have not seen it, please guys check it out, you guys will definitely like it. So yeah guys, without any further ado, but before that, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be really helpful to me as I want to reach 20k subscribers, and you guys subscribing would be really appreciated. So please guys subscribe to the channel. And yeah guys, for the next part the like goal is going to be 200 likes and 80 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. And yeah guys, the link of my Instagram is in the description below. So please follow me on Instagram, as well as the link of my other channels is also in the description below. As today I have uploaded one video on my channel, that is what if Naruto had broken through the loyalty seals that were put on his body and became a prodigy. So yeah guys, that is also is in the description below. So please watch the videos and like it and subscribe to that channel as well. So without any further ado, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Jiraiya has, you can say, figured out that Naruto has done something with Tsunade. After all, they are unable to find Tsunade even within a sage mode. He was unable to find her, as Minato and Tadokage believe that Jiraiya is overreacting and his situation is getting worse and worse when Jiraiya explained to both of them that Naruto is the devil himself. He's a demon and he's doing all of it. He tried to tell them that he has seen the planet being destroyed and bring back to, you can say, life because of Naruto and all that. But Minato and Tadokage looked towards each other and decided to go through with the treatment that Inoichi has suggested. So now Jiraiya was sent to the mental ward where, you can say, more and more electric shocks were given to his mind so that he can come back to his focus and come back to his mind, while it, you can say, hurt Tokage, but he had to do this for the good of Konoha, of course, as well as Minato, who was saddened with the predicament of his sensei, who believed that now he is getting too obsessed over the premonition and all those kind of things. And even Minato started to get a bit, you can say, disbelieving of the old told premonitions and simply shook his head. But what is done is done. All he had to do is to protect Konoha as its Hokage. And you can say for that Naruto's, you can say, abilities are required for the continuous protection of Konoha. His clan is a new one, so therefore can be influenced by the Hokage as well as the other clans. So all he had to do is to marry off Naruto to Naruto, and then he would be able to control the future of that clan with a smirk in his mind. While on the other hand, you can say Menma got angry at Naruto when Naruto confronted Gaara, who, along with his siblings, were scared of Naruto, as they were shocked and scared at the same time because of the aura that they were feeling from Naruto and decided to run off. While on the other hand, Menma was so angry that he started to use the power of the Kyuubi, blaming Naruto for everything that has happened bad in his life, blaming him for, you can say, the death of the disappearance of Tsunade, as well as the situation in which Jiraiya was in, as both Naruto and Menma were angry, but Naruto taunted, you can say, Menma, as Menma became so angry that he started to use the power of the Kyuubi, attacking Naruto, as you can say, Naruto showed it to all of the villagers, and that how uncontrollable Menma was, and therefore people started to get scared of him, and calling him a demon, as well as Minato confronted Menma, demanding answers, telling him that how he has, you can say, made a huge blow to his, you can say, reputation, and therefore he is in a tough spot at the moment. So therefore he is going to seal off his Cube's chakra for some time, as Menma was not happy, as well as Kushina, who supported Menma, saying that how it was all Naruto's fault, while on the other hand Naruto was angry, agreeing completely with Menma and Kushina that it was all Naruto's fault and he should be dead because of it. So she promised that she will get rid of him, while on the other hand Jiraiya was laying down in the mental ward of the Konoha hospitals that he noticed Naruto that has arrived there, telling, you can say, Jiraiya that he was the only one that was right about him and how he's the one who's planning it all, calling Jiraiya his godfather, as Jiraiya realized that Naruto knew everything about that happened in the past and how, you can say, Minato and Kushina abandoned Naruto on the suggestions of Jiraiya and Tsunade and Tadokage. saying that how he was influenced by the QB and some other bullshit like that. As even Jiraiya did not believe in that much, but he had to put Naruto away so that Menma and Naruto could become stronger and thus bring peace to the world. After all, sacrifices are to be made. So yeah guys, that was the last part of the series, and now we can see that Naruto was walking with Itachi as Itachi looked towards him. So, are you gonna participate in the Chunin exams? As not to smirk at that. To be honest, that is a stupid question, Sensei. As Itachi shook his head. Those are going to be too easy for you. Even the council knows that. As Naruto simply shrugged, they're trying to show off the might of Konoha with me being present there. As Itachi simply nodded at that because Itachi really doesn't see a point in Naruto participating in the Chunin exams. He was simply too powerful for the Genis. He felt a bit bad about his little brother, but then again, Sasuke is not exactly ready to be a Chunin. He was simply too arrogant for his own good. Lately, he is having a bit of trouble with his clan as well as his little brother, who is overly angry at him, seeing that how he is, you can say, showing favoritism to Naruto flashback as Itachi has arrived to his house, noticing the stares of some of the Uchihas who were looking towards him, but he decided to ignore it. So he finally arrived to the home as he noticed that most of his family was already present at the table, were looking towards him as Itachi raised an eyebrow at that as he said, "Father, I was not expecting you to be at home." As Fugaku nodded at that, "Itachi, why don't you take a seat?" As Itachi raised an eyebrow at that but nodded at that, while on the other hand Sasuke has just arrived and decided to take the seat as well. As Fugaku looked towards Itachi, "Itachi, from what I have heard that you're teaching many skills to one Naruto Tenshi. Is it true?" As Itachi looked towards his father, now realizing that where the discussion was gonna go, and he does not like that. As Itachi sighed inwardly as he said, "Yes, father, he's my apprentice, so therefore my responsibility." As Fugaku nodded at that, "Well, Itachi, I want you to give me a complete report that what are the things he knows and what are the skills you have taught him and all about his abilities." As Itachi's eyes widened for a split second, but he looked towards his father. "I'm sorry, father, that cannot be done." As Fugaku looked towards Itachi, "And why is that, Itachi? After all, he is now a member of a new clan and a future, you can say, clan head, and as a rival to the Uchiha clan, you are the heir to the Uchiha, so therefore the Uchiha needs to know about his skill level and about his potential to be ready for the future. After all, even though he's your student, one day you will take over the Uchiha clan as the prodigy and the head of the Uchiha clan, while Sasuke gritted his teeth on that. After all, he wants to be the next head, but his father didn't even notice him. As you can say, Itachi simply shook his head. "Be that may, father, but I simply cannot betray his trust. He's still my student, so therefore, what you're asking me is not possible." As Fugaku gritted his teeth at that, "Itachi, you're getting difficult now. If that is all, father, then I'll be taking my leave." As Itachi stood up, but Sasuke spoke up. "Why are you teaching him so much? Whenever I ask you to teach me something, you always say that you do not have time. But for an apprentice, you have plenty of time teaching him skills that a genin shouldn't even know, as he has used plenty of powers, yet you have taught us nothing." At this, Itachi looked towards Sasuke pretty surprised, while Fugaku also noticed that, but he could take advantage of the situation. What Sasuke is saying is right, Itachi. Even Sasuke was a bit surprised that his father actually agreed with him. You should think through Sasuke as well. So I propose that whenever you train your apprentice, keep Sasuke with you. Both of them can spar with each other, and therefore it will help both of them. As you can say, Itachi narrowed his eyes at that. He already knew what his father was trying to do. Sasuke will report the skills which Itachi is teaching to Naruto as well as the skills that Naruto already knows and about his abilities. As Sasuke smirked at that. As Itachi shook his head, "At the moment, it is not possible, father." As Fugaku was about to say something, "The Chunin exams are already coming, and at this point, Naruto is already prepared. In a few days, the announcement would be made, and then Sasuke should be with his team to prepare for the Chunin exam as well as teamwork. At this point, their teamwork is all that matters." With that, he vanishes as Fugaku greeted his state as well as Sasuke. They were not happy about it. As Mikoto narrowed her eyes, she already knew that who Naruto actually was. It seemed that she had to tell everything to Kushina. She cannot allow Naruto to destroy her family. She will not allow it, as she promises at that. And she have to tell this to Kushina as soon as possible and take care of this problem. She already believes Kushina about Naruto being influenced by the QB and therefore a danger to Menma and Naruto and to their family. Previously, Mikoto did not believe that, but now seeing that Naruto's influence is destroying her family as well. She has to stop it no matter what. While, on the other hand, Itachi simply shook his head at that flashback as he looked towards Naruto. Well, Naruto, I believe that you would be able to win this Chunin exam, but always believe that there is always people who can get you off guard if you do not be ready for them. As Naruto simply nodded at that and decided to enter into the, you can say, building of the Chunin exam. As a single member, he was allowed to enter because many of the people already knew that how powerful he is, so therefore not objected at his entrance into the Chunin exam as a single person, not as a member of a team, because whatever team he will be in will definitely win it all. As Naruto finally arrived to see that many of the peoples were now gathering around the wrong, you can say, floor, as he decided to ignore them, but he noticed that his, you can say, Sasuke Uchiha spoke up, saying that how it was against Jutsu and how he should drop it. As Naruto saw, many people are foolish enough, even the people like Sasuke, who are a brother to Itachi Uchiha, as Naruto simply shook his head and decided to ignore it. And he saw that how Lee decided to challenge Sasuke and beat him down into the ground. Suddenly, Lee looked towards Naruto, who was trying to sneak off, not wanting to be any part of it, as Lee appeared in front of Naruto in a blur. Well, I've heard many things about you. You are Naruto Tenshi, right? The new clan head. At this, many of the people started to look towards Naruto as Naruto raised an eyebrow towards Lee. That was good speed. As he said, well, my name is Naruto Tenshi. That is right, Lee-san. I have heard good things about you as well. The apprentice of Might Guy. At this, you can say Neji and Tenten's eyes, you can say, twitch a little bit. After all, they were a part of a team. Neji, as you can say, Lee wasn't exactly the apprentice, but you can say Lee gave a thumbs up to Naruto. Well, I would like to test my flames of youth against yours if you do not object to it. As Naruto gave a small smile to, you can say, Lee. Well, Lee-san, we can test our flames of youth in a manner. Why don't you throw your best punch and I will grab it with my hand. If you're able to push me back, then you win. And if you are unable to budge me from my position, then I will win. So, what do you think? As Lee had flames in his eyes, that is a youthful competition, Naruto-san. So, here I come as Lee vanishes within a blur to many people as he appeared in front of Naruto as Naruto's hand moved, grabbing the face of Lee as Lee's eyes widened as he was unable to move Naruto's hand not even an inch. As his eyes widened, as Naruto smiled, you have two other tries. As Lee nodded and once again started to increase his speed, this time to the almost maximum as he pushed more pressure into it. But to his utter shock, he was unable to do anything as Naruto gave a eye smile to Lee with the same small smile on his face. So it's going to be your last try, Lee-san. As Lee nodded at that, this time you can say decided to go all out as he moved at his maximum speed, pulling, you can say, not pulling his punches anymore as he slammed his face into the hand. Well, he thought hand, but this time Naruto started to curl his fingers, and just like that, one single finger was left behind. As Lee's eyes widened, he was about to stop his attack, but it was already too late. As the finger and Lee's punch made contact, as Lee's eyes widened, not even an inch. That finger did not even move an inch, and his full power punch was stopped just like that. As many of the people who were there were utterly shocked to see something like this, while Sasuke, who was grabbing his arm, which was, you can say, dislocated, was glaring towards Naruto with as much hatred as possible. So this is the result of the training of his older brother. Damn it, why? Why does his older brother train that useless person. He should train him, his own brother, and Uchiha, just like him, as he gritted his teeth on that, while on the other hand, Menma had anger in his eyes. But he's unable to do anything. His father has sealed off his connection to the Kyuubi, while Naruto was looking towards Naruto with a you can say, with a look in her eyes. She has visited her godfather, you can say previous day, flashback as Naruto was looking towards Jiraiya with a saddened expression on her face. So this happened. Menma got angry at Naruto and attacked him while using the power of the Kyuubi, and people started to call Menma a demon, a monster. I do not know what is going on here, Godfather. Without you, our family is falling apart, and it is all because of Naruto, as Jiraiya has just heard everything as he gritted his teeth at that damn monster. He was destroying their family. As he looked towards Naruto, Naruto, you have to be strong for it. As you have to stop Naruto no matter what. He's getting too powerful and he's too out of control. Sensei and Minato is not listening to me. He has done something to Tsunade. As Naruto looked towards Jiraiya. What are you talking about, Jiraiya sensei? As Jiraiya shook his head, I use even the sage mode and my doors are searching for Tsunade. They are unable to find anything. Even here, they report to me and they have reported that they are unable to find Tsunade. I'm telling you, Naruto, Naruto had done something with her. As Naruto gulped a little bit. Was her godmother dead because of Naruto? Else Jiraiya looked towards Naruto. Naruto, go to the Uzumaki shrines. There, I have hidden a stash of the seals in which there is a, you can say, uses are written on it. You have to, you can say, use those seals. Those are the seals I have prepared just in case we have to take down Naruto. He's too powerful. I'm telling you, Naruto, he's a demon, a monster, and must be stopped. And those seals will help you. There is one seal in it that will remove the seal that you can say Minato have pulled on Menma. Menma needs to be strong, and there are some jutsus. You have to master them as well. As Naruto's eyes widened, her godfather believed her and he's helping her still, and that seal will remove the seal which Minato has put on Menma's trigram seal as well, so therefore giving Menma the access to the power of the Kyuubi once again. As she smiled at that, you're the best, godfather. Trust me, I will take care of this problem. I will not allow that monster to influence our family anymore. As Jiraiya gave Naruto a smile, as Naruto decided to run off, while Jiraiya thought it in his mind, I just hope that this would be enough. As tears started to come to his mind, as you can say eyes, as he thought about Tsunade, what Naruto could have done with her. While on the other hand, you can say finally they arrive in the first stage of the tuning exam. So I will ignore it all, as finally you can say all the passing teams were standing in front of, you can say, Anko Mitarashi, as Anko has just explained about the second stage of the tuning exam and about the forest of that and how dangerous it is. As Naruto was standing in front of the whole, you can say, the hopeful Chunin standing there as Naruto noticed someone was looking towards him. As he looked back to see that a grass Janin was looking towards him, as Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, he had a feeling that this guy was hiding his presence. As Naruto simply channeled a bit of his energy, as he was able to see that this guy was no Janin and he was someone else, but then he noticed that someone was attacking him as he moved his hand, grabbing a kunai and crushing it just like it. As he saw that one Uncle Mitarashi was trying to run a circle around him as he started to look towards her all around as Uncle was sweating a little bit. The kid was looking towards her as if he is looking towards a snail, trying to, you can say, run a circle around him as Uncle got pretty, you can say, flustered at that and embarrassed at the same time, realizing that who the kid was, the same kid who defeated Jiraiya of the Sannin and Tsunade of the Sannin, even though they are no longer as powerful as the legends say, but they were still pretty powerful, stronger than her, or at least on the same level as her. So she got embarrassed and stopped doing that as she coughed a little bit, and now the Janins were looking towards her as if she was crazy, but she decided to ignore it. Well, the test begins now, so collect your scrolls and get the hell inside of that forest of death and die. After saying that, she sent you away. As many of the Janins sweat dropped at that, as after some time they started to collect the scrolls and finally entered into the Chunin exam as Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke dashes towards a team ready to end this match as soon as possible. As Naruto looked towards Menma, Menma, come with me. As Sasuke raised an eyebrow at that, what are you guys doing? As Naruto looked towards her, shut up Uchiha, wait here. As Naruto grabbed Menma and pulled him away. Menma, I have something for you. As she quickly brought out a seal as Menma was looking towards her. What are you doing, Naruto? As Naruto said, well, the father have put a seal on your seal to cut your connection to the QB, right? As Menma nodded at that, still pretty angry at Minato. Well, this is a seal to counter to that, allowing this seal to be used on you. You will be able to use the power of the QB once again as Menma's eyes widen at that. Where did you get this seal? As Naruto smirked at that. Well, I talked to Jiraiya sensei yesterday as Menma's eyes widen at that, and he's the one who gave me this seal. As Menma smirked at that, his godfather is still helping them even though he's at the hospital, all because of that damn brat. As he gritted his teeth at that, as he grabbed the seal from Naruto and applied it on his own seal, just like it. The seal Minato put on Menma started to rot away as Menma smirked at that, feeling the power of the Kyuubi rushing through his chakra network once again has a smirk at that, while on the other hand, now let us get back to Naruto as Naruto was now looking toward three defeated team who had decided to ambush him. It was pretty pathetic to be honest. No match for him even though he tried to have a bit of fun, but they were simply too weak to give him any challenge whatsoever. And now Naruto was about to go back to the tower, wanted to end it all. After all, people here were simply too weak to give him a challenge to begin with. But he noticed that a jutsu was reaching him as Naruto backhanded the air, and just like that, a pressure of air slammed into the upcoming attack, which turned out to be wind style attack as both of the attacks cancelled each other out. As suddenly a chuckle could be heard as Naruto looked back to see that a figure was appearing, and suddenly it turned out to be a gigantic snake trying to eat him off. But Naruto simply flashed, you can say slashed the air as a shockwave erupted from it, cutting the snake mouth in half, and just like that, making it puff away. As Naruto raised an eyebrow at that, realizing that who this guy actually was, as Naruto noticed that it was none other than the gross Janin. As Naruto gave a small smile to the Janin as he said, well, it seemed that it is my destiny to fight off against all of the three Sanins, even though the previous two were not, you can call legendary. Maybe the third Snake Sanin would be a bit of fun. As Naruto said that out loud, wouldn't you agree, Orochimaru? As Orochimaru started to laugh at that, well, Naruto-kun, I have heard many good things about you. I was pretty intrigued to hear that how my previous two teammates were defeated in a single match against a child nonetheless. That was pretty good news for me after realizing that what it actually provides for me as a smirk at that thought inwardly as you look towards Naruto, so you realize that who I am. Well then, there's no need for this as Orochimaru removed his face as he looked towards Naruto with a smirk on his face as Naruto looked towards him. Well, Orochimaru, why are you here? To be exactly before I kill you, of course. Would you like to tell me that? As Orochimaru started to laugh as he said, well, Naruto-kun, I'm here to give you a gift if you say, as he smirked at that. So you're talking about your cursed seal, huh? Well, I do not need its wild power. That, you can say, pathetic amount of power up is not required by me as Orochimaru started to laugh at that arrogant you say. But it doesn't matter, I'm not weak as Jiraiya and Tsunade have gotten over the years. I have been training since the day they are just, you can say, lazing around. So perhaps you would like to join me. I would even tell you who your parents are. As Orochimaru smirked at that, thinking that he has already won this. Naruto, who was considered to be an orphan at the later age when he realized that it was Minato and Kushina who were his parents and abandoned him for Menma and Ruko, he will realize that he should join him for revenge and then he will, you can say, use his curse mark to take over Naruto's body. The plan was utterly perfect. There was nothing could have ever gone wrong with that plan as he thought that in his mind. Ah, you're talking about Minato and Kushina. I already know about that, Orochimaru. At this, Orochimaru's sudden plans and thoughts came to a halting, you can say stop, as I looked towards Naruto in utter shock as he said, "What? How did you know about that?" As Naruto smirked at that, "Did you honestly believe that I would not know about it? It was pretty obvious, to be honest." As Orochimaru's eyes narrowed, "So why don't you join me, Naruto-kun? You can easily see that Minato and Kushina do not care about you. They have gotten rid of you so that they can train their other children, the QB Jinchurikis. You can join me and you can have your revenge on Konoha and your parents." It's not to simply scoff at that. As I said, "Do you honestly believe that I care enough for them to take revenge on them? To be honest, they're pathetic and weak. I would have been embarrassed to have them as my parents to begin with. But it doesn't matter, Orochimaru. You are here as my prey, as my entertainment. So start your duty as being a new toy for me." As Naruto smirked at that, as Orochimaru's eyes narrowed, "Well, I gave you the opportunity, but do not worry. My cut seal will motivate you and convince you otherwise." As Orochimaru summoned a gigantic snake, as the snake lunged towards Naruto, as Naruto once again smirked as he clapped his hand together, as the shockwave erupted, as easily dispelling the snake, as Orochimaru has to jump away, as he quickly brought out his Kusanagi as he lunges towards Naruto, as Naruto smirked at that as he ducked under the Kusanagi as Orochimaru moved and started to slash towards Naruto. But Naruto was moving and dodging through all of his attacks, not even moving from his original spot as Orochimaru was a bit confused. How is that? As if Naruto's body already knew where the attack is gonna come and is dodging accordingly as Orochimaru's eyes narrowed at that. Could it be the side effect or a technique of that silver chakra? That is pretty intriguing. Flashback for Orochimaru as Orochimaru looked towards Kabuto with a serious expression on his face. "Kabuto, are you kidding me? Because I will ask you this once." As Kabuto gulped a little, "Well, Lord Orochimaru, I'm not joking around. Jiraiya of the Sannin and Tsunade of the Sannin are defeated in a single battle against a 12-year-old child, the apprentice of Itachi Uchiha. He has awoken a new bloodline going by the name of, you can say, a Tenshi clan, the Silver Chakra bloodline." As Orochimaru looked towards the report, he was utterly shocked when he saw this. He has previously planned to take over Itachi's body, and if that plan fails, then he will mark Sasuke as the backup plan. But after realizing that he has this opportunity, a child, only at the age of 12 to 13, is able to match two of the Sanins, even though they're considered to be weakened over the years, but still being able to take them down, how powerful he would be at the age of 20 in his prime. He would be as powerful, if not stronger, than Hashirama Senju. As Orochimaru smirked at that, making new plans for Naruto. As flashback ends, as Orochimaru, you can say, jumped away and started to go through hand sign, fire style, fire dragon jutsu, as he released several fire dragons towards Naruto, as Naruto rushed towards Orochimaru, weaving and dodging through all of the fireballs as if there were no match for him. As Orochimaru gritted his teeth as he made two shadow clones, as both of them started to go through hand sign and release a gigantic stream of, you can say, water and lightning combining together. As Naruto looked towards the attack and, you can say, raised a single hand sign and released a gigantic silver fire stream towards Orochimaru's attack, as Orochimaru's eyes widened as his water and lightning was simply turned into mist, as Orochimaru has to jump away and use sunshine over and over again, as a gigantic area of the forest of the death was literally destroyed, disintegrated into nothing but ashes, as Orochimaru was now looking towards in Naruto in utter awe. That was a simple, you can say, technique. Fire style, fire stream technique is considered to be high C rank to, you can say, low B rank technique, but he was able to push it to the level of a S rank easily. So these were the capabilities of that silver chakra, being able to push the limits of a, you can say, simple jutsu like a fire stream jutsu. Suddenly he felt a presence behind him, but it was already too late for him, as Naruto appeared as his fist was already rushing towards Orochimaru. For a moment, Orochimaru saw that even the reality shifted around Naruto's punch, but it was too late for him, as fists collided with Orochimaru's face and he heard cracking sounds as Orochimaru was sent flying through hundreds of trees. As while on the other hand, outside of the forest of that, as Anko could see, you can say, smoke rising from the area of forest of that as if several of the trees were destroyed at a single moment. As she was wondering what could actually happen in that forest, but then she noticed two Chunins arrive and started to show her the place where they have found some bodies of some Janis whose faces were missing. While on the other hand, Orochimaru suddenly, you can say, noticed that how his body is heavily damaged. It was as if, you can say, Tsunade had punched him times 100. As Orochimaru gritted his teeth and opened his mouth as wide as he could and released another Orochimaru who was panting hard, as several of the organs were simply destroyed and bones were crushed in his previous body. As he looked towards Naruto, who was walking towards him, as Naruto brought out a staff in his hand which was glowing with green energy. As Naruto, you can say, moved the staff as a gigantic pressure appeared around Orochimaru as he gulped a little bit as he brought out his Kusanagi sword once again and rushed towards Naruto, ready to engage him in a close battle. As Naruto smirked at that, as Naruto backhanded, you can say, the other side of the staff towards the Kusanagi as Orochimaru's eyes widened when the sword made contact with the staff as the sword literally shattered into pieces. As Orochimaru's eyes widened as Naruto smirked towards Orochimaru and his hand started to glow with silver energy as Naruto pointed it into the gut of Orochimaru, who let out a scream of pure pain and agony as a gigantic explosion took place at that center of the forest of death, while on the other hand, Anko was standing in front of Minato. Lord Hokage, we have to go into the forest as soon as possible. Orochimaru has infiltrated the forest of death as Minato's eyes widen at that. What? As he stood up, my original is already has gone with several tunings as Minato gritted his teeth. Ambu assemble as several Ambus arrive along with Minato as they flash into the forest of death as Naruto looked toward the destruction which he has caused. Maybe he has gone a bit overboard. He was having a bit of fun here. As he saw several small snakes started to slither away from the area as Naruto smirked at that as he raised two fingers and just like that, the whole area once again exploded with immense power as all of the snakes were destroyed, but a single one of them reverse summoned itself before it was completely destroyed. While on the other hand, you can say Kabuto was wondering what is going on here. Was Lord Orochimaru actually fighting that monster of a kid? As Kabuto was one of the few people who actually did not believe that the Sanins were actually weakened. Well, you can say that they were not in their prime, but they were still cage level. So Kabuto was not fooled with the, you can say, rumor saying that how Sanins are, you can say, decreased to the level of Jonins. No, it was not possible. After all, he has seen one of the battles between Jiraiya and Orochimaru when Jiraiya has, you can say, fight off against Orochimaru a few years ago. So it was not possible. So he believed that Naruto was truly a monster. If Orochimaru is truly fighting him, then he needs all the help that he can get. But before he can do anything, a puff of smoke appeared behind his leg as he noticed that it was a small white snake. Realizing it, what it was, as Kabuto quickly grabbed it as Kabuto realized that it was none other than Orochimaru's remains as she quickly nodded at that, quickly decided to leave to the nearby location of one of Orochimaru's hidden labs which were still not found in, you can say, Konoha. They have to get a body for Orochimaru to make a transfer once again, otherwise he would completely die. As Kabuto ran off to the nearby base to save Orochimaru, while on the other hand, Naruto was now looking towards the, you can say, destroyed area. Well, he was able to see that most of Orochimaru's chakra was dead, but it seemed that he was able to survive with that small reverse summoning of his, but Naruto simply shook his head. Maybe Orochimaru would be able to entertain him in the future. With that, Naruto shrugged off and decided to go to the tower to see if he can see any other challenges on the way. While after some time, Minato as well as, you can say, several of the Ambus arrived to the location wondering where Orochimaru could have been as they saw the gigantic explosion nearby. So they quickly rushed towards the area as Minato arrived to see that a gigantic crater was formed in a nearby area as he was shocked to see the size of the you can say creator, not even is Odama or Sengan would be able to do something like this. As even you can say Anko was pretty surprised, wondering who could have done something like this. But suddenly a name came to his mind, as it could be possible that Orochimaru was here for him. As he looked towards Minato, Lord Hokage, I believe that Orochimaru is targeting Naruto Tenshi. At this, Minato raised an eyebrow at that. I think that he's trying to, you can say, bring him to his side or give him curse mark to make him you can say, submit to him. It is possible, and I believe that they have a battle here. That is the only possibility for Orochimaru to use a jutsu like this to destroy this kind of area. As Minato nodded at that, it seemed that Orochimaru has gotten stronger over the years to make, you can say, this kind of destruction. As he looked down to see, you can say, the gigantic creator, even he was now getting a bit nervous that how powerful Orochimaru could have actually gotten over the years. It seemed that he has to bring out his sensei from the mental, you can say, hospital as soon as possible, and they should start training to take down Orochimaru. He could only wonder what kind of jutsu Orochimaru used to destroy this kind of area. If he's really targeting Naruto, then he would have to protect him. After all, Naruto is an asset to Konoha, and as the Hokage, he needs to protect him and keep him confined if needs be. With that, he flashed away along with his Ambu, and some of them were sent to, you can say, search around the forest of that to see if any other subordinate of the Orochimaru of the Sanin were actually present here. With that, all of them went to their respective ways, while on the other hand, Naruto finally arrived to the location to see that, you can say, Menma, Naruto, and Sasuke were bullying the Auto team, as Auto team was simply, you can say, manhandled by all of the three. As Naruto looked towards them and simply shook his head, they were pretty boring, and with that, he flashed away once again. While on the other hand, you can say, finally decided to arrive to the tower in the center of the, you can say, forest of death. As while, on the other hand, after some time, Anko finally arrived wondering she was unable to find the kid. After all, she had hoped to, you can say, disqualify him from the Chunin exam and take him out of here to protect him, because if Orochimaru get his hands on Naruto, then he would be able to mark him with curse mark, or if he's already marked him. She was also wondering about it, but she finally arrived to the tower to see that some of the Chunins were pretty shocked, had shocked expression on their faces. She asked them what was going on here, as they told her that one of the team has already arrived. As Anko was pretty shocked. After all, it has only been 2 hours before the Chunin exams have begun. Who could have arrived this early? As one of the Chunin pointed toward one of the screen, as Anko's eyes widened when she saw that it was none other than the kid she was searching for in the forest of death, as it was none other than Naruto Tenshi, as she quickly came out of the tower and rushed towards the room where Naruto was. As she noticed he was in the hall, as she looked towards him, "Hey, brat!" As she quickly jumped in front of him, "Are you alright?" As Naruto looked towards her with a raised eyebrow, this was the same woman who tried to attack him before the second part of the Chunin exam. I'm alright. What are you talking about? As Anko looked towards him, "Well, kid, I believe that Orochimaru is targeting you, so therefore you must be But before she could say anything, as Naruto said, that pale snake. Sanin, don't worry, I took care of him, though he was able to run away at the last moment, but I think that I got him with my last attack." As Anko was dumbfounded when she heard everything, and she said, wait, are you saying that you fought Orochimaru?" As Naruto nodded at that, "And you were able to injure him." As Naruto nodded once again, "And he was able to run away from you." As Naruto once again nodded at that, as suddenly her eyes widened when she realized that gigantic crater. "Wait a minute, kid. Are you saying that you're the one responsible for that gigantic crater in the center of the forest of death?" As Naruto said, "Yeah, that was the attack I used to get rid of him. But I believe that he was able to, you can say, at the last moment, reverse summon himself far away, well, at least some part of him." As he nodded at that, as Anko was, you can say, petrified at her point, she already knows that Naruto was able to take down, you can say, Jiraiya and Tsunade, but many people believe, including her, that Both Sanis were weakened over the years, but Orochimaru was someone who was always improving when he was her sensei as well, so there was no way in hell that he had gotten weaker over the year like Jiraiya and Tsunade. If anything, he would have gotten stronger, which means that both Jiraiya and Tsunade were not exactly weakened. This kid was truly a monster in his own right as she took a step back at that, realizing that if Orochimaru has run away in fear, then this kid should not be in the Chunin exams. As Naruto gave her a smile. Well, Anko-san, do you have anything to say? Because I'm getting a bit tired and I need to have a bit of rest. As Anko simply nodded, dumbfounded. As Naruto, you can say, went past by her. As Anko was, you can say, at that point for 5 minutes at least, as she clenches her face, as tears were coming to her eyes. What the hell has she been doing over the years? She knew that for years she has trained for the sole purpose of, you can say, killing Orochimaru. But here is a kid no older than 13-year old, strong enough to even, you can say, force all three of the Sanins to submit to him, and she was unable to do anything at this point as she vowed that day that she will train even harder and take down Orochimaru before that kid gets his hand on him once again, as she promises at that, while on the other hand, Minato was now standing in front of Jiraiya, who was tied down to the table. Are you alright, Sensei? As Jiraiya looked towards Minato, Minato, what are you doing here? As Minato sighed, are you still upset with me? Trust me, Sensei, what I am doing is good for you. As Jiraiya gritted his teeth, he wanted to yell at Minato, but he cannot do anything at the moment. He was feeling too tired. As Minato sighed, well, Sensei Orochimaru has entered into the village. As Jiraiya's eyes widen, we believe that he's after Naruto to put a curse mark on him so that Naruto could be controlled by him. We simply cannot allow that, as Naruto is one of the assets of Konoha and an important one at that, so we would require your skills to defeat Orochimaru. Well, I know that you have gotten weaker over the years, but I believe that with some training with me over the month, we would be able to get strong enough to take him down if he ever shows his face again. As Jiraiya gritted his teeth at that, people calling him weak, saying that how he has gotten weaker over the years. Damn it, he was a Sanin. He has not gotten weaker. If anything, he's more powerful. And people now call him the same level as a Jonin. As he gritted his teeth, but did not say anything on that, knowing that Minato will consider it that Jiraiya is not accepting reality or some other bullshit like it. As he looked towards Minato, well, Minato, if Orochimaru is really here, then he's a danger to the village. We must protect the village. As you can say, Minato nodded at that. Well, Sensei, but before that, you have to promise me that you will not attack Naruto because he's an important asset to Konoha and he's the clan head now. People are already considering you to be mental, and if you attack him, then I believe that even I will be unable to, you can say, release you from this place again. As Jiraiya gritted his teeth but nodded at that, he doesn't need that. All he need to do is to train Menma and Naruto and give them proper weapons to take Naruto down because he has to die in these Chunin exams. Otherwise, he will become too powerful, too much gain in Konoha. He will destroy their family and Jiraiya will never allow it. As he looked towards Minato, release me, Minato, and I promise that I will not attack him without provocation. At this, Minato simply nodded and released Jiraiya and started to explain the situation to him. While, on the other hand, Orochimaru has taken over one of the bodies of, you can say, one of his subordinates. As he gritted his teeth, his eyes snapped open. He has gotten weaker. He needs to rest for at least 1 week to regain his power in this new body. As he looked towards Kabuto, Kabuto, I do not care how long it takes. Do everything, do each and every research. I want to know everything about this damn brat. And when we get that information, we have only one goal to kill him. Because if I cannot have his body, then he's a threat to me and to my plans, and I will never allow it. As Orochimaru, as Kabuto took a step back in fear but nodded nonetheless, as while Naruto was simply, you can say, sleeping in his bed, as while all around him people were scheming against him. Jiraiya, Menma, Naruto, as the council, Minato, Orochimaru, but Naruto did not give a damn. If they really think that they're powerful enough, then bring it on. He's ready to take them all on at the same time if the needs be. But hey guys, here I will left this part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. In the next part we will see the finale of the Chunin exams and the preliminaries and things like that. So if you guys have new ideas for the story where it should go, then tell me in the comment section. I will think about it and implement your ideas if they are really good enough for the story. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.